What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. For the first time in a while, we're not doing an off-season or an elimination rebuild because, as we know, the draft lottery occurred on Monday, and was it a draft lottery for the ages, I guess. It was very weird and bizarre, and it's got a lot of people talking about the lottery in general, including myself. But that's another topic for another day, so let's just go ahead and do our first lottery rebuild of the series, as we're going to be doing a Cooper Flagg Dallas Mavericks rebuild because they have won #1 overall pick the most insane way possible. But let's go ahead and jump in to this Cooper Flagg Dallas Mavericks rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. I am recording this right before the game 5 tonight of I don't know why I almost said Dallas. Well, we're doing a video on them, but before Cleveland, Indiana, and then obviously Oklahoma City and Denver as well. But let the conspiracies run wild, because this was the most absurd draft lottery sim I've ever seen. Also, by the way, guys, if you want a share scenario with the lottery order correct, I do have it for you guys. I've updated it. So just search up my gamer tag under Crushables. You should be able to find it. I have the entire first round in the correct order. At least I believe I do. So if you guys see any errors, just let me know. But yeah, I just had to trade every single pick. But yeah, if you're looking for a share scenario with the draft order correct, I got you guys. So just look up that gamer tag. But let's again talk about the conspiracies, because obviously it was a very up and down season for Dallas Mavericks and for the Dallas Mavericks. And I will tell you, I'm happy for Mavericks fans, but I'm not happy for Nico Harrison getting rewarded with the #1 overall pick after what he has done. And yes, let the conspiracies run wild. Adam Silver promised the Mavericks a #1 pick if he traded Luka to LA. It makes sense. I can't argue with it, but I'm not one for conspiracies usually. I'm not one to think the lottery is rigged, but man, there's been a lot of examples where you could point it out and that would be like, dude, you have a point. That's all I gotta say. So of course, without further ado, let's jump in and do it. So we're gonna be taking Cooper Flagg, #1 overall, to the Dallas Mavericks, which is just absolutely insane. Never thought I would see the Mavericks getting the Cooper, or winning the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. So we got him signed, obviously. And then Kyrie Irving, this is going to be the story of the offseason for the Mavericks. Is Kyrie going to decline his player option, or is he going to accept it? I have to guess he's going to decline it, because while he's coming off an injury, I still think he has a ton of leverage on the Mavericks, because they can't afford to let him leave for nothing. Who knows how long he'll be out next season, but obviously having Cooper Flagg should be helpful to them with him being gone. So let's, of course, give Kyrie Irving a contract. Now, how long is Anthony Davis's contract? I think it's like 3 years, like a player option. So yeah, 2 years. So if I can give Kyrie a 3-year deal, I think that would, match up fairly well. So I'm gonna try to give Kyrie a 3-year deal. I'm gonna see if 51 million suffices him. Okay, so yeah, we actually don't have to give him that much. No one's really contesting us so far. So let's try this again, and we'll maybe offer a little bit less, just a little less, nothing crazy. So again, I'm only gonna go 3 years, and we'll go, let's say, can we get him down to like 45 a year? I feel like we can. 45.5 maybe, 45.26. He should accept that, so we'll get Kyrie for that much money. And then, yeah, so we'll have that secured. So Kyrie Irving will be signed, and we'll worry about some of the other guys as well. But we don't have like a ton of flexibility, because the Mavericks are a team that's pretty expensive right now. So you have Kyrie Irving, Brandon Williams, Jaden Hardy, Klay Thompson, Max Christie, PJ Washington, Marshall, and now Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, Caleb Martin, Prosper. And of course, there's a number of different ways the Mavericks can run the rotation next year, but I would imagine that it's, mainly going to be Kyrie, probably Klay or Max Christie as the starting 2, with Cooper Flagg starting at the 3, and then AD at the 4, and then one of the centers at the 5. That's my guess on how it'll go, but I could see it going a different multitude of ways. So we're just going to go straight to player progression and see what this roster is looking like, because you have AD regressing, which AD does often regress very quickly, so it is actually kind of important that we maybe get a championship as soon as possible with Cooper Flagg, and then we can kind of build maybe something out with him after that. I will tell you that the Mavericks don't have like a ton of future assets, so building around Cooper Flagg will be interesting. Obviously, they could always gain more assets by trading some of their vets away or whatever, but right now, if they just were, with what they have, not a great amount of assets to like build around Flagg, but I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. So let's go ahead, take a look at this rotation going into year #1. So Power Rank has this listed 9th overall, which is pretty solid. And here is your proficiency. We will go to balance. It's going to be 3.5. So funny enough, they actually want to start Marshall, which is weird to me. I mean, Flagg is definitely starting. That's no debate in my opinion. And then Brandon Williams is starting right now with Kyrie out. But once Kyrie is obviously healthy, he'll join in. He's going to be out 4 to 6 months, which I do think is probably the timeline we'll see. But let's make sure that Najee Marshall is not starting. I'm sorry, Marshall, but We have a man named Cooper Flagg just sitting on the bench, and I don't think it makes a ton of sense to have him on the bench right now. So that should fix it. There we go. So Brandon Williams, Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively is going to be a rotation this year with Gafford, Marshall, Washington, Max Christie. And then you can go, I guess we can go 10 rotation. And we can also shrink the bench utilization down a little bit too. Go like that. So I'll give some more minutes to some of the guys here. So that does leave like Edwards and Prosper out of the rotation still. But and then once Kyrie's healthy, that might kick Brandon Williams out of rotation, unfortunately, too. But we'll see. All right, and then shot tendencies for right now. So AD shot tendency is super low, which is really weird to me. So we're going to push that up. And then Flags is going to be... I'm going to leave it like this for now, just because he's still only a rookie. And I don't want to give him too much pressure right away. There's still guys that can score over him. So we'll rock with that. So let's go ahead and simulate year one. If I stop at the trade deadline for whatever reason, I will show you. But honestly, I don't think I will. Well, I do think it could make some sense to the Mavericks like sell like Washington off, because you may not look to re-sign him with Flagg being drafted. But since you're trying to win a championship, you want as good as players as possible. So I don't think we'll be stopping the deadline and selling anything off. Well, we're not stopped at the trade deadline. We're 45-16 right now. We are stopped at the contract extension deadline. So this kind of makes things fairly interesting on what we're going to do here, because, you know, we are probably going to be pushed up against that second apron here soon if we're not already. We're definitely over it right now. So it would make sense to maybe free up some money somehow, some way. So do we have to choose between Washington and Gafford? I think we do. I could see a world where letting, you know, Gafford walk could make sense and letting Washington walk could make sense. It just kind of depends on where they want to play Cooper Flagg. But I'd prefer to keep AD at the 4 throughout this video and then have Gafford and Lively still as a rotation. So what I think I'm going to do, and again, I could see this going a number of different ways, but I'm going to re-sign Gafford. Although I did see a report that he wants to be paid like a starting center or whatever that means, which I don't know if that means like 40 or 50 million or whatever he's talking about. But I'm still going to go ahead and extend him here because I want to keep Gafford. He's always a good sim player, while PJ Washington usually isn't. So Washington is probably going to walk for nothing this offseason, to be honest with you, which does suck. But we got to save some money some way. And Marshall, of course, is just a lot cheaper. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. But regardless, just wanted to show you that. So we extend Gafford, and Washington will probably be walking for nothing in the offseason, unfortunately. So Shea wins MVP with Cooper Flagg as your rookie of the year with 15 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Also, if Cleveland is to be eliminated tonight, by the way, as you guys are seeing this, they may have been eliminated already. Of course, that offseason elimination rebuild will be coming soon. It'll just be, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Spurs video yet. I still think drafting Dylan Harper there could be awkward with the guards they already have, so we'll see about that. But All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team, so we don't actually have anybody making it for the Dallas Mavericks, which is interesting. I assume AD will make an all-defensive team, though, right? Yeah, he does. All-defensive second team. All-rookie team, of course, Flagg represents, and here's our all-rookie second team. So we did end up as the first seed in the West. We finished up at 61-21, a game ahead of the Timberwolves. So here are your player stats. So you had 24 from Kyrie Irving once he came back, only played 49 games this season. 22 from AD, 15 from Flagg, 14 from Brandon Williams, who was pretty good in Kyrie's absence, and then 10. And it looks like once Kyrie came back, he completely got taken out of the rotation, which does suck, but it is what it is. And then Klay with 10, Marshall with 9, Washington with 9, and 9 from Gafford. Okay, so we are going to, of course, shrink the rotation down for the playoffs. We're going to go probably 9-man rotation, bench utilization going down, and this will be what it looks like. So you're going to remove Hardy, Prosper out of the rotation. Christie is going to be the last man off the bench. Okay, so can we go win a championship this year with Cooper Flagg as a rookie? We shall find out. So we get to play the Blazers in round 1. So we'll see how this is going to go. So I'm going to come around against them. They win game 1, but we win the next 4 and win. Now we get to play this San Antonio Spurs, who obviously had the ability to draft. Who did they draft in this one? They drafted Ace Bailey. Okay, Ace Bailey could make some sense for them. Obviously, Dylan Harper is the consensus number 2 guy, I believe. But it's just going to be so weird with them having Castle and Fox already. Then I don't know if they'll look to resign Chris Paul. I imagine they won't, but I guess we'll see. But game 1 goes to the Spurs. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And we are maybe in the conference finals. No, the Spurs are going to come back and make it a series. So now we got a game 7 back in Dallas. So Wembanyama and the Spurs are pushing us to the limit. We'd love nothing more, though, to get to the conference finals here, because I don't know how short our window is to win anything because of AD regressing and Kyrie maybe regressing. We do get out of there in 7, and now we get to play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the conference finals. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us. And just like that, oh my gosh. Wow, we were just up 3-0. What is going on? Why are we in this situation? Okay, so just like last time we were up 3-1, we were just up 3-0. So this is even worse. Really thought we'd eventually win one of those games, but maybe we'll escape out of here with our lives, and we do. So it just has to be dramatic, I guess. We get to the finals, and we get to play the Knicks, who might be on their way to their first finals in how long? If they're able to beat the Pacers next round, you imagine. There's been no news as of right now that I've seen from Tatum's injury, but it didn't look good, as we all know. But you guys probably know what the status is while you're watching this. But the Knicks win game 1. We tie it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And do we win a championship? Yes, we do. So in year number 1, we win a championship. Though Nico Harrison's vision was right all along. I don't know. It's definitely possible. Like I said, the fact that he, you know, obviously preaches defense wins championships. Cooper Flagg is like the perfect prospect that the Mavericks could have landed. So we win in 6, and we can keep going, obviously. So we're going to try to see if we can't maybe three-peat. Although I don't think it's going to be possible because obviously AD and Kyrie regressing might hurt us eventually. But let's go to the lottery. So we get a championship in round 1. We got Pelicans getting their 1 overall pick this year. And then I believe our pick is headed elsewhere. Or no, we have the 30th pick. Okay. So, and then I got to fix Utah. Maybe I just need to do that in general. And then the Rockets pick. That's 3 picks. I'm already seeing that are incorrect. Now, the Thunder will get Philadelphia's pick this time. And then, yeah. Okay, so I got to fix a few selections. Other than that, we also want to keep Jason Kidd if he didn't retire, which sometimes he does. Popovich does retire, which is good because I did give Mitch Johnson the job for the Spurs in this file as well. So I do want Jason Kidd back if we can bring him back. So we'll bring Kidd back. Hopefully he'll Wait, what? Why did you decline that? What are we doing? What are we doing, Jason Kidd? Did you just go somewhere else? No. So he has... Okay, let's try that again. Maybe I offered him too much money. 10 million. Okay, now he'll sign up. So Kidd stays. All right. I'm going to fix these picks on draft night, and I'll show you what we're doing with the 30th overall selection. So jumping into this draft, we'll be picking at number 30, like I said. So we got to kind of try to hit on this pick with how expensive our team is getting. You have Bryce James, Malachi Moreno, Connie Rooks, and then BT Toppin, and then a Vistage. So we could take a big. I mean, we're good on bigs. We don't really need a big per se, I don't think. I have heard negative things about Bryce James, by the way. I don't know if I misread what I was reading, but a lot of people said they'd be super upset if Bryce James got drafted. Is he really that bad? I'm not sure. I have not really watched him at all and don't know much about him, but I do think I'm going to take JT Toppin here out of New Mexico with this selection. So we'll bring in a 71 overall. Might eventually crack the rotation. We'll see. Lively and Prosper are both free agents, which we will accept. And then qualifying offers. Brandon Williams, I mean, depending on how much he's asking for, we may bring him back, but I think this is the offseason. Jaden Hardy is a free agent too. Maybe it's not quite that, actually. No, he's not. Maybe 1 year left. Or did they extend him? Maybe they extended him. I just don't remember. So he actually has another year on his deal. So I don't think we'll be bringing back Brandon Williams, Jaden Hardy being here, because Jaden Hardy can actually ball in the 2K sim. So Brandon Williams probably won't be brought back. Neither will any of these guys. Even PJ Washington's kind of probably going to be let go because, again, when you get closer and closer to these aprons, you have to have a cap casualty somewhere. And realistically, the Mavericks are bound to lose somebody. So we lose PJ Washington. So it's not going to be, now it's going to be Kyrie, Jaden Hardy. You have Max Christie at the 2. And Clay retired on us as well. So that saves us even more money. But I think it's good that he retires on a championship, which I wasn't even paying attention to that. But I actually like that for him. So he gets another ring, retires. I think that makes sense. Did he retire? I'm assuming he did, right? Where is he? Klay Thompson, oh, there he is. So yeah, he did retire, which I think, like I said, is a good story. Okay, so now we maybe need a new shooting guard, or, well, I mean, we definitely can move some things around, I guess. So maybe we don't even really need to sign anything else. Probably just have to simply run it back. We don't really have a lot of money to work with. So we're just going straight to player progression, and we're just going to depend on Flagg to keep developing, I think. That's probably the best thing we can do. And we got Anthony Davis down, 2 overall. Flagg up to an 87. Lively is up. Jaden Hardy is up. Marshall is down. And then Caleb Martin is up as well. So I think for today's video, by the way, more likely we'll probably be focusing on just trying to continue to win championships with Flagg. But I definitely want to do another future video where we maybe try to build around him properly with a team that makes sense around him. But obviously with him being drafted where he is, it's just kind of the status of the Mavericks right now where they're a contender technically. So yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. And I think we saved a little bit of money this offseason, which is good. We don't want to be fighting those aprons. So if we have the ability to aggregate some contracts at the trade deadline, we may look into it. But again, I don't really know where we sit at. I'll have to look at that in just a second, which we'll take a look at after this loads. We are a 4-star balance proficiency, and this is what your rotation is looking like. So we have Kyrie Irving, Max Christie, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, Lively, Gafford, Jaden Hardy, Najee Marshall, and Prosper all off the bench. That leaves like Caleb Martin out of the rotation for now. So again, I wanted to check our salary status because I feel like we saved definitely a lot of money. So yeah, at this point, I do think by the salary jump, we're like 2 or 3 years in the future, I think it goes up. It's not probably exactly right, but every 10 million. So I do think at this point we would be under the second apron. So I do think there is the ability to aggregate some contracts at the deadline. So we may look into doing that. So we might look to add a player at the deadline. That way we're not just simming and doing nothing. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Maybe look at some of these expirings and maybe trade for somebody. But we're going to simulate another season. Obviously, Flagg, shot Tennessee should probably have gone up at this point. AD's has gone down. So Flagg's going to take a little bit of a bigger role here. But I'll see you guys more than likely at the trade deadline as we look to go back-to-back championships. I'm looking to see if I can borrow a shooter at the trade deadline, and I'm looking at Dante Devenenzo in Minnesota. So I'm offering the Najee Marshall, JT Toppin, and I do feel like we probably have to offer a first-round pick in this scenario as well. But Devenenzo's having himself a pretty good season, shooting 41% from 3, which is what you kind of expect, but I feel like this would make our bench that much stronger. So I'm trying to offer a nice, and just like that, we get Devenenzo. So Devenenzo is going to be another nice guard added into this rotation, which I like. So that looks good. And now, wait, is Devenenzo listed at point guard? He is listed at point guard, so I want him at the 2 guard. So he'll go to 2 guard, and that should look good. So just like that, now Devenenzo gets the start, which I like. So we're bringing Dante Devenenzo at the trade deadline. The one problem we do have coming up is Lively's extension is about to come in, where we have to pay him, which he would resign right now. So might as well just get it done, I guess. So let's give him, yeah, something like that. He has accepted, so that's done. AD has a player option. He wants to resign. Jaden Hardy wants to resign, but we're going to leave these guys. And how much does Prosper want? 11 million. We might wait on that. We'll see about that. But all right, we're going to simulate to the end of the season. We're still doing really good right now. We also bring in Dante Devenenzo. So this team probably just got even better. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP. Boozer is your rookie of the year. Ace Bailey, 6th man in San Antonio. Wemby defensive player. Carter most improved. And Jokic is your clutch player. And Kidd is your coach of the year, as we almost won 70 games, which is pretty wild. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So Flagg does make an All-NBA team already in his second season, which is great. And Anthony Davis makes alongside him too, so that's awesome. And then all defensive teams, do we see Flagg on here yet? We do get Anthony Davis, but not Cooper Flagg at this point. So we are the first seed in the West. Again, no surprise with a 68 win record. So yeah, 22 from AD, 22 from Kyrie, and 22 from Flagg. So they pretty much all average 22. And Jaden Hardy being a demon off the bench as well, which is great. Shooting for 41% from 3. So yeah, we'll be interested to see if we can go back-to-back championships here. So we get the Rockets in round 1, who signed Josh Giddey. So if their spacing problem wasn't an issue as it is, it's just got worse. Although, let me give my respect to Josh Giddey. He has improved from the outside this year for Chicago. And he's shooting 38% from 3 this year. So maybe I shouldn't be saying anything I just said. But all right, battle of the Texas teams. Somebody come around against Houston. Oh boy, we get eliminated in round 1. Damn, okay. Was not anticipating that happening. So we lose in 5 to the Rockets. Wow. All right. Well, I guess we're not going back-to-back. So the Rockets. Okay, shout out to the Rockets. Josh Giddey is the answer, I guess. I don't know. Do they win it all? They do. Oh my gosh. Wow. So we went 68-14 just to lose to the 8th seeded Rockets. Amon Thompson, Finals MVP. Was not anticipating that happening, but it did. So I feel like that was quite shocking. Damn. I was not anticipating that happening at all. All right, so the Jazz have 1 and 2. Damn, that's pretty crazy. They also have the Lakers pick here. So Danny Ainge has got quite a few things to work with. I believe our pick is finally going somewhere else. Yeah, from the Washington trade, I think. And then Kidd will stick around as the head coach. Let's head to draft night. But folding in 5 games to the 8th seed was definitely not great. Let's go to player options. That Lakers pick has shown up from the Luka trade. So AD does decline his player option, which is interesting. Caleb Martin, of course, accepts his, and the Max Christie declines his player option. Okay, well, we might have to lose some talent this offseason as well. Prosper will extend the offer on for now, but it's all going to be about who wants the less, or who want. Okay, so like Christie asked for 21 million. Probably can't get there. That's just going to be way too expensive for us. Devenenzo asking for 18 million. I mean, we'll see about that. And then Prosper's asking for 13. So AD, I'd like to keep him for another year, obviously. So I think we're going to give him a 2-year deal. Just stick around in Dallas. I'd like to go for 1 more championship. So let's give him 2 years. And then we'll probably re-sign Devenenzo to like a, let's say 3-year deal. Let's say 2 years. Let's say 2 years for Devenenzo. And then Prosper, I'll probably come back as qualifying offer. So Anthony Davis, Devenenzo, and then we'll renounce Christie because he's asking for well, I won't renounce him yet. We'll wait on it. But I think I'm expecting to lose him here because we paid Devenenzo. I don't think we can pay Christie as well. And then, yeah, Caleb Martin accepting his option didn't help either. But I think we probably have to let Christie walk. We will take him to day 12 and see if the offer becomes cheaper. But I have a feeling it's not. So Devenenzo will be re-signed to a 2-year deal along with Anthony Davis. Last day of free agency. All right, so now we have the ability to sign. Well, Prosper, I'm going to let him come back as qualifying offer, like I said. And then Christie, I mean, we could give him a 1-year deal to go all in this last season potentially. So let's do that. So we'll bring Christie on a 1-year deal. And then Prosper will get his qualifying offer. So Kyrie and AD do regress even more. But this could be the potential that where Flagg just immediately takes over. So this is what it's kind of looking like. So Prosper is 79. And yeah, things still look good. Don't get me wrong. But we definitely got a little worse maybe with the regression. 68 and 14 last year. Did not end up in a championship. So for this third up-and-coming season, I'm hoping to at least win one more. And then, like I said, for another future video, I would like to see how I could, you know, keep going with Cooper Flagg after the fact. But we'll see. But since we already won a championship, I would like to have this to where we just focus on winning championships, and then in a future video where we, like, you know, keep going and then trade live or trade like Anthony Davis and or whatever it may be. But you kind of get the point. We're the first power rank again, 4.5 proficiency. So you would anticipate this being the season that Flagg just, you know, leads the way. So we'll give him a very high shot tendency this time. ADs and Kyrie will still be pretty high. But all right, let's simulate this season. Let's see if we have another really good record and we can go for a second championship, because last year we got dethroned. But maybe we can get back on the throne at the end of this season. So at the end of this season, Cooper Flagg wins MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Rasheer Fleming is your 6-man Wayman Defensive Player. Caleb Wilson Most Improved. And Luke is your Clutch Player. And Kidd is your Coach of the Year. And Executive goes to Pat Cook. So that's all looking good. Flagg makes an All-NBA first team, which is lovely. Here's your All-NBA second, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So we got Cooper Flagg, All-Defensive first team this time around, which is awesome. Does AD still make it? No, not quite. Okay, so we are the actually the second seed. We got taken from where the first seed got taken from us on like the final day of the season, which was crazy. We had 28 points from Cooper Flagg, 19.5 from Kyrie Irving, 17 from Anthony Davis, and 16 from Jaden Hardy. 12 from Devenenzo, 11 and 9 from Derek Lively, and 8 and 7 from Gafford. But here's my plan. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this file, and then in a future video, we're gonna come back to this, and we're gonna keep building with Cooper Flagg. I think that's the plan. I gotta make sure to save this file though, and we'll have like a future video. It's gonna be a while before we do it, but I just think that would be fun if I actually start to build like the team around Flagg with AD and Kyrie gone, and we'll be able to trade Anthony Davis for whatever this offseason. But I'm hoping to end this video off with another championship. So we get to play the Los Angeles Lakers. So Luka Doncic versus Cooper Flagg. Luka Doncic versus his former team. This should be interesting. So game 1 goes to us. We blow them out. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us, and the Lakers never stood a chance. So now we probably going to be playing the Spurs, and it will be the Spurs. Okay, so San Antonio Spurs, Dallas versus San Antonio here. They obviously have, well, Giddey goes to San Antonio now. They did beat it. He did beat us last year. Let's see if he does it again. We got Brooklyn and Boston on the other side, Cleveland and Miami. Also, as I'm recording this, by the way, the Blazers are going to be up for sale. That's freaking awesome. If you're a Blazers fan, you understand how exciting of news that is. But the Spurs go down or go up 1-0. We even the series. Can we go up 2-1? Yes. 3-1. No, tied series. Okay, so let's simcast game 5. They want to wait. What do they want to do? They want to give Kyrie. Did they put Kyrie on the bench? No, just want to give him more minutes. Okay. All right, game 5 in Dallas. Please win this one. I'm trying to get one more championship in this video if we can. So we have ourselves a lead right now, but they do get back in it. Oh my gosh, we had the lead majority of the game. We blow it. So we got to win game 6 to force a game 7. They have the lead right now. Can we do what they just did to us? Hang on to it. No, we're going to lose to the Spurs in 130 to 138. So unfortunately for us, we're going to lose in 6. So San Antonio, and then who's going to be? Minnesota, I assume. So it'll be Minnesota. So Miami and Boston on the other side. Miami got Chet. Wow, okay. That's interesting. But let's see who goes on to win it all. It'll be Minnesota and Miami of all teams, and the Timberwolves go on to win the championship. Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP. With that, I actually think I'm going to end it off on that note, and I want this to be a part 2. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to save this with you guys. So we're going to put this on my last slot. I can override this because I don't even use this file anymore, but we're going to use this in a future video where we continue with this, and then I don't know what I'm going to title it, but we are going to continue to build around Cooper Flagg in a future video where he's the primary focus, which he was today, don't get me wrong, but I want to be like fully focused on him being the main player and no Kyrie, no AD. We move on from them and start to build a core around Flagg and probably Lively as well. So that should be fun. But thank you guys for watching. I ended off on that note. Fortunately, couldn't get 2 or 3 championships, but at least we got 1 in the very first season. Cooper Flagg, Dallas. Still absolutely insane. And obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers elimination rebuild will come assuming they got beat in game 5, but if they extended it another game, then obviously that'll still come when one of those teams is eliminated, but more than likely it'll be the Cavs, especially if Donovan Mitchell doesn't play. But that's enough talking. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.